Cal, do you reckon that obviously was your best game for the club so far? You only played a couple, but that's your best game. How do you feel you fitted in?
Yeah, pretty well. My focus hasn't been too complex over the last kind of few weeks. Ever since I've got an opportunity at AFL level, it's just been really to contribute and improve every week. But I thought I fitted in quite well, and I think me and the boys have got a pretty good relationship out there. So yeah, good.
And is kicking goals, is that something you're focusing on as well, to give you that extra dimension when Nick Nat does come back?
Yeah, well, I've spent a lot of time in my footy career playing forward, probably more forward than ruck. So I guess I see myself as a person that can go forward and pop up and take a mark and kick a snag. So yeah.
What was it like singing the team song the first time?
Yeah, no, it was good. It was I was trying to get the power out of my eye for the first half of it, but no, it was really really good. So dream come true to play AFL and to be in the middle of all the players singing the song and that kind of stuff. It was a great experience, and yeah, I'll cherish that.
And to be on the G, to be on the G as well, just to
be
from there, come over here.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I've actually never stepped foot in the G before, so it was a great experience for me. Every boy's dream to play footy, so yeah.
How disappointed were you when you were overlooked for round one? Have you set your sights on perhaps playing?
No, I wasn't disappointed at all. I was playing, to be honest, I didn't kind of think I'd be in contention. My goal was just to basically play consistent footy in the waffle, and if my opportunity came, it'd come. But no, there was no disappointment at all.
Can you talk us through being at a club where there are two great ruckmen in the form of Cox and Natanui?
Yeah, well, I see it as a massive positive for me. Like I said before, ruck work's pretty new to me over the last kind of 12 months, and to learn off two All-Australians, it's I see that as a massive positive. It might be difficult to get a game at times with those guys there, but for me to learn off them, it's going to be a great experience, and hopefully it'll make me a better player.
Yeah, Natanui's development was kind of upped with Cox at the club. He had a lot to do with Natanui's development. Has he been the same with you, kind of taking you under?
Yeah, definitely. To have a six-time All-Australian, having a chat to you every day and talking to you about where you can improve, it's just a massive bonus. So I feel that I've improved and learned a lot in the last 4 months I've been here, and I think Dean's a massive reason for that.
So you're hoping that when Nick Nat comes back, perhaps you stay in the ruck with Coxie and that Nick plays forward mainly?
To be honest, I haven't really thought about that. That's kind of out of my control. But like I said, it's just I've just got to keep improving, when Nick comes back, if I'm in the side or not, I've just got to keep improving, keep getting better, and I'm sure opportunities will come.
Callum, when you came here, did you come here still with the thought of maybe playing AFL firmly in your mind, or was it just a case of change of club and experience in New Sydney?
Well, football was the main reason I came over. I wanted to play AFL footy. I had 2 years in the VFL, 2 national camps, and unfortunately didn't get picked up. So I think it was time for a change and a different scenery and that kind of stuff. At the same time, I think I needed to leave as well, Melbourne, and mature and that kind of stuff. But yeah, playing AFL was the main reason I came over here.
When you came here, what did you? I presume you worked as well as a player.
Yeah. I was just I was studying my sports management degree, and also just working in retail in the city.
Do you think you'll be playing AFL footy this year? Was it beginning of the season? Natanui, Cox both going nicely after last year. Did you see yourself on playing footy this year?
I'd be lying if with Nick's injury that I did think there was an opportunity to play. I probably didn't think it would come this quick. I thought maybe halfway through the year, or if I've shown some consistent form. But the coaches showed faith in me to go out there and play a role, and it came around pretty quick. But I thought I was ready for it.
Do you think perhaps that your goal scoring may have given you an opportunity to play footy before your ruck work?
I guess so. Myself and the club see that as probably one of my strengths to go forward and kick a goal. So I'd like to think that had a bit to do with it. Yeah.
You mentioned you played a few seasons in the VFL. Were you more of a late developer? Do you think maybe you weren't ready a couple of years ago to get into
Yeah.
that?
Well, I had since about 19 to 21, I had some injuries, and that probably affected my performance. Affected my performance at probably the wrong time of year when AFL recruiters are coming to see you and that kind of stuff. And physically, was I ready? Probably not. I don't think I probably was ready for it. With the amount of injuries I probably had, I'd probably be out of the system by now. But I guess the cards were dealt my way and got it picked up a bit later.
What were some of those injuries that you battled, and how serious were they?
Nah, they weren't too serious. Just had a couple of stress fractures in the feet and a couple of arthroscopes on my knee, but they weren't anything major or a career ending or anything like that. They were just things that probably happened at the wrong time.
You had a knee issue last year too, didn't you? Did you think here we go again? After a year?
Yeah, it's been a bit publicised that. Like, it wasn't. It was definitely a frustrating kind of injury to have. It was nothing structural. It was more just a clean-up issue. Listen, it wasn't ideal. I was playing pretty good footy up until that time, and obviously there's a bit of talk about possibly being recruited and missing 5 weeks to the middle of the year. I probably thought, it's a bit disappointing, but I just kept my head down and kept working at it, and went my way.
What was that? Victorian over here, but why was West Coast the one you liked?
I don't know. I've just always had a bit of a love for the club, I guess. I've always, everyone talks about it as such it's a benchmark of the competition. It's on and off field stuff. They're absolutely fantastic, and all the success that they've had. And I've heard that all the development resources are fantastic, and so I'd be grateful to go anywhere. But West Coast just is the one I wanted to go to.
Given your experience, Callum, do you have any thoughts about clubs drafting 18-year-olds vis-a-vis mature age players who have to work a little bit harder at state league level and tend to want it a little bit more?
Yeah, I think it's a great thing that the clubs are now kind of going after guys who've been in state level competitions for the last 4 or 5 years. I played a fair bit of VFL and waffle football, and there are times I've been out in the field and I played with guys and against guys who should be on lists, but for whatever reason they're not. So I think that the trend of drafting mature age guys should continue, because as you're seeing this year, guys like Sam Dwyer, one of my close friends, is playing terrific footy at Collingwood. The obvious ones, Barlow and Podsiadly. I think it's proving a pretty good thing to happen.
What have you made of Carlton and their start? Are you surprised of where they're at?
To be honest, I haven't really thought too much about that, really. Carlton are a pretty strong club. They've got some excellent players, an excellent midfield, so I'm pretty sure they'll gel together pretty soon. I'd be pretty surprised if they don't play some good footy. I'm sure they will.
Cruz is one of those players you talk about, ruckman, that can go forward and have an influence. How big a loss is he coming up against him this week?
Number 1 draft pick. He's an excellent player, very mobile around the ground. It's probably a good thing for us, but they've also got some quality ruckman on the list as well. So his mobility around the ground and that kind of thing is something that, as a ruckman and as a key position player, you've got to be pretty careful of, because he can go forward and prove pretty damaging.